Hey, how's it going everyone? Adam here, bringing you some more SuperCard action. So, as you all know, I never, ever make any mistakes in the game. Perfect, pro plays, every day. MLG, 420, no scope, level of play. No one plays SuperCard like me. Which is why today we're going to go over all the stupid mistakes that I used to do in the game. So hopefully everyone else can avoid making those kind of stupid mistakes. We've also got the Road to Glory information, and we've got a few of the undercards revealed as well. And SuperCard tweeted out that they will be going down for a maintenance tomorrow. So the maintenance kicks off at 10. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's 10 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So that's 2 hours before the daily reset. So 2 hours before Wild Wednesday starts, the game will go down. Realistically, it won't matter because no one will be playing it because there's literally nothing to do. But yeah, if you like the videos, don't forget to subscribe to see more, and let's get to it. Right, so first off, Road to Glory. Obviously, Jeff Hardy, the event card. Then we've got SummerSlam 20 is a Kira Tozawa. Elemental is Eddie Guerrero. And WrestleMania 36 is Humberto Carrillo. I've butchered his name. But yeah, the rest of the cards haven't been revealed yet. We don't know what the other undercards are. It is a Road to Glory, so there's more undercards. And obviously the heroic side as well. I am hoping that for this they kind of pull like more stuff that have been promising, where like we might see like event level elemental cards. It'll be the final weekend of the New Day, so potentially a New Day elemental card would be great. Not expecting a SummerSlam card, obviously, in the heroic side of the undercard, but one of the New Day elementals would be really cool. But yeah, check out the store dead quick. Right, so we've got the SummerSlam winners, 900 credits, two of the following. SummerSlam down to WrestleMania 35, and then contains one of the following, and it's the SummerSlam. Let's have a look. 19, is this the 18 one? 18, yeah, and 17. So it's the Money in the Bank card. So we've got the Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Goldberg, Keith Angle, and Bo Dallas. The Randy Orton. I think the Roman is probably the better, but that's just for the background. I think I've got Bo Dallas, I've got Curtis Axel, I think I've got that Randy Orton, I haven't got that Roman Reigns, I haven't got that Goldberg. That Kevin Owens is quite nice with the t-shirt and that. I definitely haven't got that one. But yeah, you get one of them, 900 credits. All the cards are obviously pay-per-view winners from SummerSlam, which means, I'm trying to think, so we've got Bayley, Asuka, Drew, Montez Ford, or the Street Profits, Rollins. Yeah, there's not, the odds on it won't be too bad then, because everyone's got like quite consistent cards all the way through. Because like normally with these kind of packs, what you find is they didn't get like Elemental or WrestleMania 36 or even SummerSlam cards, and you end up with a bulk of them being in the mid tiers within the pack. So you end up having more chance of getting the mid tiers. But to be honest with you, they seem to be quite evenly spread throughout. So it's not a bad pack at all. Wondrous Women pack, 600 credits, 6 females, shattered to SummerSlam. And then the Field of Power pack, 2 support packs, It's now 200 credits. SummerSlam 19 to SummerSlam 20. Obviously, you got the problem of even if you pull a SummerSlam 20, you are then pulling from every single support card. So I'm trying to think. I think it's like what is the like 10 to 15 support cards. So it's not just pulling the tier, it's then getting a decent card as well from that tier. Yeah, that's the store. Right, so stupid stuff I've done in the past. Right, okay. So lesson number 1. Like, some of these might sound obvious, you might already do them, you might have always done them. Some of them might be common sense. It's just stuff that I used to like either not do or used to do that I realised was actually hurting me and hurting my progress through the game. So first one, obviously, locking your cards. I never used to do this. Never ever used to lock my cards because I just assumed, oh, because it kind of like it locks them, doesn't it? Like if you have cards in like most of your decks, if you go into like to train away and click select all, most of the time it doesn't select them. The one time this hurt me was at the very start of WrestleMania 36. So I'd came back a month prior to the game, and I'd smashed Royal Rumble, hit the ground running, completely smashed it. I had about 20, 25 single Royal Rumble cards, a few pros, but mostly singles. And then I got the Miz from the Giants Unleashed. It was the first WrestleMania 36 undercard in the Giants Unleashed when WrestleMania 36 launched for the Edge event. So I went to train the Miz. I didn't realise that, because normally when I train cards, you should probably see me do it before, but right, so I go on filter, normally unlocked, and I select like basically everything prior to season 6, and I train it all the way. I wasn't paying attention, and I had all selected. So essentially, every single Royal Rumble went into the Miz. Completely, like, obviously I maxed them out straight away, and that's what I found weird. Because normally if I do all the pre-season 6 cards, it's normally like, it jumps them to like level 50 to 70, something like that, depending on how many cards I've got. This went straight to 100, so I knew I'd done something wrong straight away. And when I checked, I'd lost all my Royal Rumble singles. So many of those cards ended up being undercards in the events, and it just dramatically slowed me down, tearing up to WrestleMania 36. And like progressing in things like, like Giants deck and stuff, everything took a hit and everything got slowed down because of this. So always lock your cards, even if it's like the current tier that you're working on, or the tier that you're working on and the tier below, just to make sure that you're saving these cards. The second thing kind of related to the first one. So I used to not bother saving. Oh, there we go. So like where I'm still keeping locked like elemental cards and that now and training them up. Back in the day, if I'd say like when I hit Titan, I pretty much just started like training away like me monsters and stuff like that, and scrapping them. Nah, keep them. Because you're relying on too many tier pulls, you're relying on too many King of the Ring wins, you're relying on a lot of luck for you to establish your entire deck with your current tier. So always make sure that like you're kind of keeping your cards around. And I used to get impatient with training cards. So like say for instance that Triple H, say that Eric was level 0, I would have took that Triple H and threw it into the Eric. Now that Triple H is in a deck. I'm not sure what deck it is. Probably, yeah, Giants. So I would have damaged my Giants deck just because I thought, because because I knew that that Eric card would be a lot stronger, but I wasn't paying attention to things like that, like the different decks that they're affected with. I was just looking at, right, this card's a higher tier, it's higher stats, so I need this trained and maxed as soon as possible. There's no rush. Like, train your cards up slowly if you have to train them up slowly. Use, like, obviously the trash cards, like your non-board reset. You know, like, if you're, say, even if you're primal, then every card up to, what, say, shattered isn't really good for you. So use all them to train them up, and if it takes you a couple of extra hours to grind out cards, to level up the cards, it doesn't matter. Don't be instantly training away like your max leveled, max match it, like cards with max matches, just in case you need them for something else like Giants or like another event. Another bad mistake that I used to do, and I don't think it's as common anymore because the store has changed a little bit, but I used to buy these packs, and they are without doubt the worst packs ever, because these packs don't change. So, like, I mean, update, but like, they kind of always stay the same. So it'll always be newest tier, tier below, newest tier, tier below, and then the previous, like, 4 tiers below that. And honestly, like, these packs are the biggest waste of money ever. And these are what I used to buy. I didn't buy them often, but at the same time, I used to, like, not get event cards because I was struggling to progress through them, because I saw using credits on events as a waste of credits. But then I'd go and spend 5,500 credits on a pack that has the potential to give me one useful card. So, yeah, basically, don't like start. It applies to the new packs as well. So, like, take for instance, I don't know, like any of the packs, especially packs like the fortification pack and that. Stop banking on these high level gambles where it's a high cost, and yeah, you could get really lucky and walk away with something great, but majority of the time you're not. Whereas things like the events are more of a safe bet, because you spend credits on the event and you're willing to do the event, you're gonna get the event card. It isn't a gamble at that point. Whereas packs in general are a massive gamble. Some are safer than others, but it seems to be like the theme with them has always been kind of higher the reward, higher the risk kind of thing. So to avoid them. Right. I've managed to not do this anymore, but I used to stop, like, basically, because SummerSlam came out. If this was 2 seasons ago, I would have stopped doing elemental fusions, because I would have just saw them as useless. And then when SummerSlam fusions come out, I'd have like 1 or 2 elemental fusions to do them, and I'd be scrambling and rushing to try and get more fusion materials. Always make sure, even if it's like you're starting from scratch at a beast, always make sure that your fusion chamber is running. It's just an additional thing to help you out. Oh, new card, Randy Orton. And don't, unless you really need to or you really want to, don't pro your fusion cards, because you can't use them in the fusion chamber anymore if you pro them. I think we've used all them. Right. leave that there. Another thing that I've always underestimated, and I still need to get better at it, is Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is one of the biggest like free play value modes. Like if you just invest like a few hours a day, it wouldn't even take that long. Probably totals to about an hour across an entire day. Just consistently using your Money in the Bank bouts, even on off days like this, using your ads on Money in the Bank. If you get 1,000, about 1,000 contracts a day, within a month you've got one card. Within 2 months you've got a pro. Now, some people hear like the length of time and get put off by it, but then at the same time, you're not doing anything else. Like it's not detrimental to anything else, if you get what I mean. So yeah, it takes ages, or can take ages, to save up the contracts for the cards. But at the end of the day, once you hit that point, then it's essentially a free pro at the maximum tier. So you could start them now and save them all for Season 7. And then when Season 7 starts, get a free Season 7 Money in the Bank card. You could start them now and probably get a pro of the second set. I don't think, unless you're really focused on Money in the Bank, then I don't think you'd have enough time to get a pro of the next set that's about to come out, because I think it's only 30 days, isn't it, that they're out for. But yeah, it's one of them modes. I end up like, because I do like obviously a lot of videos and that, and for content reasons, sometimes I need to go on the draft picks and stuff like that to like get quests done early so I can show them in videos and stuff like that. So I do grind Money in the Bank a lot more than I used to. Not as much as I should, but still a lot more. But I end up using all them contracts on draft picks. So that's kind of the habit that I need to break at the moment, to just keep them and let them stack up until eventually I can afford one of the cards. Because eventually it just works out. It's essentially a free top tier card. And if like the New Day cards and stuff are anything to go by, then the SummerSlam Money in the Bank card's going to be powerful. So yeah, it's just one of those things that people should like realistically pay more attention to. It kind of gets written off. Another thing that I want to start, I haven't managed it yet because I kind of get fed up of just losing, but King of the Ring is such a vital mode. And yeah, it's got a lot of problems, people sandbagging and stuff like that. It's not great, but if you keep doing it, eventually you will win matches, and just winning a few throughout the tier can dramatically change your tier. Every win is a guaranteed tier pull, essentially. So it is a really, really useful mode. It's just getting into the habit and getting used to it. Not being like getting used to changing up your deck halfway through a match because it's not working. Stuff like that. So I know I'm still guilty of that. I need to start utilising King of the Ring more. But it's definitely something that I completely ignored back in the day. And it definitely slowed down my progress without a doubt. Because I only really started progressing through the game once I came back in Royal Rumble. When I played in Season 3 and Season 4, I was constantly trapped in tiers. Hardly ever, like as soon as I'd hit the top tier, it felt like a week, maybe 2 weeks would go by, and a new tier would be out, and then it was just a cycle over and over again. I didn't mind it because I like the chase of tiering up. I like the grind. I enjoy it. But at the same time, it does wear you down, where like you're not competing in events, you're missing out on loads of cards. And sometimes, like, if you've went 3 weeks and your tier bar hasn't moved, it's really deflating. Like, you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, so you don't want to play it. To demotivate you completely. But at the same time, I used to only play the game very casually, because I'm noticing a lot of people, especially with these New Day cards, a lot of people complaining, oh, I haven't had any. And some people are genuinely like smashing the game and just being really unlucky and not getting any. And it's horrible, because the only advice you can give is keep going. If you give up, you'll never get them. If you keep going, then eventually you should get them, kind of thing. But then there's other people where it's like, oh, I played Women's Elimination Chamber for 30 minutes and I didn't get all 4 cards. And it's the harsh reality of that people don't like to hear, of you simply don't play this game enough. You aren't putting enough time in, so you aren't getting the cards, and it's as simple as that. Of course, like, people don't like that answer, but like, sometimes that's the harsh reality. If you don't invest enough time into it, and that's a problem, that's a mistake that I used to make. Like, I didn't invest enough time into certain things, so I'd never end up accomplishing anything, and I kind of spread myself too thin across the game. So as I'd be tearing up, like, when I came back to the game, I decided, do not do events. And the reason behind that was I didn't want to distract myself, because I wasn't sure about how much time I could invest per day into playing. But I didn't want to distract myself with the events, because what used to happen was I'd be doing the event and I'd get like halfway through a Road to Glory. I'd be doing PvP at the same time and stuff like that, and it's like you kind of half-arse everything. So instead, when I came back, I was like, right, smash PvP. We'll start doing Money in the Bank, getting picks, stuff like that. Keep doing Wild, jump into King of the Ring. Like, do focus on areas one at a time now. So like, I'd do an entire day of PvP when I'm spending all my ads on PvP. I'd do an entire day of Money in the Bank, spending all my ads on Money in the Bank. Like, I'd invest time into King of the Ring, that kind of thing. And then eventually, once I hit Royal Rumble, then I was like, right, now I can do the events. Because while I was tearing up, I didn't see the point, and realistically, there wasn't. So once I hit Royal Rumble, I could get into the event. Then I was like, right, I'm doing nothing but the event. I'm not dividing my time anywhere else. So I was focusing just on the events. And then, just being in fresh Royal Rumble, I got my first event card, Daniel Bryan, which was the last event card of Royal Rumble. So like, I think that's something that people need to that could really help people as well. When you're chasing tiers and trying to tier up, don't try and do a bit of everything. If you pick something to focus on and hit that hard, then the reward that you'll get in return from that will be a lot better than just doing a little bit of everything, kind of thing. Because once you hit top tier, it's a lot easier to do. Like, like, when I say that now as top tier, it sounds ridiculous, because like, I'd have nothing to do for half the day if I did that. Whereas when you're tiering up, it's a lot different. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure I used to do a lot more stupid stuff, but yeah, I think that's enough. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you used to do anything like ridiculous, or like, like, because one thing I've never done is Silver Star. Like, I used to know a few people who, they just didn't know how to fully pro a card. So all their pros would be one card maxed out, and then just a 0 card pro'd into them, and then max out that card. So they were kind of like, the stats were always just a little bit behind on a fully like level perfect pro, and they never understood why like other people had gold stars and they had silver. But yeah, gonna have me nice little break from the game tonight. As always, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.